Good morning, everybody. Myself, Tejshwini PG from Department of Botany, Virishava College, Pallari. Today, I am dealing with BSc 4th semester and the topic is non-renewable resources. Okay. Previously, we have already finished the renewable resources. Here, we will deal with the non-renewable resources. As the word indicates renewable, that is easy to get back the things what we are used. But non-renewable here indicates which is difficult to get back as whatever the consumption we have done. Okay, so a non-renewable resource is a natural resource that cannot be remade or regenerated or a scale comparable to its consumption. And for that we can take few of the examples here, that is coal, oil, nuclear energy, natural gas, and even fossil fuels and petroleum gases. Okay, petroleum gas. So these are the things which are being useful for the mankind nowadays. Okay, so coming to this first one, the coal. Okay, coal comes from the remains of plants that died hundred of millions of years ago. It has the highest level of carbon of all fossil fuels. This is how the first thing, coal is being extracted from the remains of the plants that are died hundred and millions of years ago. Okay, so even in India accounts for about 0.8% of the total geological reserves and the total power reserves of coal in the world also. So the bulk of the coal produced in inferior grade non-looking coal used to meet the demands of the power sector. Coal is a fossil fuel. Coal is a non-renewable resource, as I told you all, and because it takes millions of years to form. We will see how the formation of coal is made. Okay, so here you can see, firstly, coal is formed when dead plant material is decayed into pit and it is converted into coal by heat and pressure of deep buried over million of years. This is a particular swamp. Okay, 300 million years ago. We can see that this is how the burning of the particular dinosaurs here, the before the dinosaurs evolved, many giant plants or the ferns or the dead plants and the swamps, these are helpful for the formation of the coal. What exactly happens here? So here in the second picture you can see this is the water with the 100 million years ago. Firstly, the dead plants, that is acting as one of the bed there. Laterly above that a dirt, and next one where the water can be filled with the phytoplanktons and zooplanktons here. What happens exactly here is that here, whatever the plants over the millions of years, the plants were buried under the water and the dirt. Whatever the dirts are there, it will be preserved there and it is converted into particular coal formation laterly. So what happens? Dead phytoplanktons, both zooplanktons and the phytoplanktons are seen on the surfaces. So these are the dead plants here. Lately, whatever the outcome is there, means remaining debris, these are the dirt, and at the upper part we can see that is a water which is filled with the living organisms there. Coming to the third one here, after the heat and the pressure exerted or the produced by the chemical and physical changes in the plant layers which force out oxygen and left out rich carbon deposits. This is how the rich carbon deposits are left over and the coal is formed here. Heat and pressure turned the dead plants into coal. So here coal formation is taken place here. This is a peat, as I told you, it is a small debris, not a coal. Okay, partially decayed plant material in swamps and bogs, low heat content. Laterly, this peat is kept under pressure and it is heated. We will get three types of form of a coal. The formation of oil begins here. We can see the coal formation in the three types. First one is the lignite or the brown coal. Okay, so just we will see here, this is a particular, yeah, just a sec. Yeah, here we can see that lignite, this is a firstly formed coal or the brown coal we will call. It is formed under low heat content, low sulfur content and limited supply in moist areas. So here this is the second one, that is a bituminous coal, that is the soft coal. Okay, in the three types this is a second type, bituminous coal, and here it is extensively used as a fuel because of its high heat content, and large supply normally has a high sulfur content too. Coming to the last one, this is a hard coal, that is when heat and the pressure is exerted on the particular bituminous coal, a third type of coal is formed here which is hard in nature, that is anthracite. Anthracite, so it is highly desirable fuel because of its high heat content and low sulfur content. Supplies are limited in moist areas. This is how the coal formation and the process of coal can be seen here. Laterally, the major disadvantage of coal is that when coal is burnt, it produces carbon dioxide that causes global warming. Since coal contains impurities like sulfur and nitrogen, they are very much hazardous to the mankind and even for the animals too. It produces toxic gases during burning, which causes acid rains also. Even much of the acid rains are also formed. And air pollution. Traces of mercury and radioactive compounds are also released when coal is burnt. See, some part of the radioactive elements like carbon 6 isotopes are also released here. And severe human health threat can also be seen by this particular coal. Coming to the next one here, the oil. How the oils are being formed. What is oil exactly? Oil is also known as the petroleum few of the times, and it can be extracted and refined in order to make products such as gasoline, dead. So here we can see the oil can be extracted by the particular plant debris also. So here in order to make products such as gasoline, diesel and fit fuel, here we are taking the oil, and the formation here is that it begins in warm, shallow oceans that were present on the earth millions years ago. So in India has about 0.04% of world's proven reserves of hydrocarbons. The prognosticated geological resources of the hydrocarbons in country are 21.31 billion tons, of which 61% are offshores and 39% on land. Crude oil is made of many different components. So this is how the oil is being extracted, the crude oil, each which is its specific point using distilled variable to separate out these compounds and turn them into commercial products ranging from gas to asphalt. What do you mean by this asphalt? This is nothing but, here you can see, this is here, this is asphalt, known as bituminous, is a sticky black and highly viscous or liquid or semi-solid form of petroleum. So this is the particular asphalt. Okay, so here how are oil and gas made? How the formation is? See, usually this is 300 to 400 million years ago. So in the oceans, dead plankton, both it may be the phytoplankton or it may be the zooplankton as well as algae and even some of the bacteria, sink to the bottom of an ancient ocean and mix it with the inorganic clay-like material that enter this ocean from streams and rivers. This creates an organic rich mud. So this is the continuity from this ocean. We can see the zooplanktons and the phytoplanktons here, and laterly after 50 to like 50 to 100 million years ago, this is how the plants and the ancient animals remain, whatever the flesh of it may be, that is settled at the bottom over millions years ago, and they are buried deeper and deeper. Laterly they are converted into sand and slate, means how the bacteria and the algae sink to the bottom of an ancient ocean and mix with the inorganic clay like material. This is how the clay like materials, this all will be getting mixed with the salt and the slate, enter this ocean from streams or the rivers. This creates an organic rich mud here. So this is how it is formed here. And today we drill down through the layers of sand, slit and rock to reach the rock formation that contains oil and gas deposits. So this is how the oil and the gas are made. This is the refining process. As we are taking all the debris, they are putting it, separate blocks are made, and this is a furnace. Blast furnace is here, the furnace is there to collect the heated oil or the crude oil extraction. So moving to the next one, the natural gas. See, the natural gas is a non-renewable hydrocarbon used as a source of energy for heating, cooking and electricity generation. We are very familiar about these things. It is also used as a fuel for vehicles and as a chemical feedstock in the manufacturing of plastics and other commercial important organic chemicals. So this natural gas, it is formed here by this oil is produced of decomposer. Decomposes, mainly it is used by the decomposers or organic matter, typically from ancient marine microorganisms deposit over the past 550 million years. So this is, the natural gas was formed from the remains of tiny sea plants and animals that died millions of years ago. It is mainly composed of methane. Usually this natural gas is consisting of the methane. Yeah, this is the factory. You can see here the gases are released from these particular tanks and all. Nuclear energy. So this is another thing where we are very familiar with the nuclear energy. Yeah, it is released when atoms and the nuclei are fused together. Fission or split apart fission nuclear power plant produce electric through nuclear fission. See here, we can easily know about, we are very familiar regarding the nuclear fission and the fusion process, isn't it? So what happens here, the nuclear fission, usually it is uses uranium to create energy. Nuclear energy is a non-renewable resource. Become once the uranium is used, it is been done, it is cannot be reused. So here in the picture it is very clear how the fission splits the uranium atom and how the nuclear fission occurs here. So both the fission and the fusion are nuclear reactions that produce energy, but the application are not the same. Okay, so here what happens, first we will know what is fission. Okay, fission is the splitting of a heavy metal, which is this is a uranium 235. Okay, so this is where the fission is a splitting of a heavy unstable nucleus into two lighter nuclear elements. See here, you can see this is a lighter element, this is a lighter element. Okay, so and fusion is the process where two light nuclei combine together, releasing vast amount of energy. You can see here fission, yeah, fission and the fusion here. So one is the here the hydrogen component, one is a deuterium and one is a tritium, and here the helium is also formed, and this is the free neutrons released. This is the nuclear fission, and the energy is huge, in huge amount it is releasing out. Okay, I'll tell you again. Fission is the splitting of a heavy metal, okay, heavy metal unstable nucleus into two lighter nuclei, and fusion is the process where two lighter nuclei combine together, releasing vast amount of energy. Okay, so this is about the nuclear energy. Coming to this petroleum gas, yeah, it is very common, we are very familiar with the LPG gases. isn't it? So liquefied petroleum gas or liquid petroleum gas is a flammable mixture of hydrocarbon gases used as a fuel in heating appliances, cooking equipments and vehicles. It is increasingly used as a aerosol propellant and as a refrigerant, replacing chlorofluorocarbon in an effort to reduce damage to the ozone layer. We are very familiar about the petroleum now. So how it is formed usually? Yeah, crude oil, it is another name for the petroleum gas. Okay, it is a fossil fuel, as we are known about this. As coal and natural gas, petroleum was formed by oil drilling. Yeah, it is usually drilled and taken out, and by degradation of ancient plant life which lived millions of years ago. These dead plant matter started to pile up, eventually forming a substance called peat. Okay, laterly, before we have seen that peat, one of the like round mass like structure. Okay, once time and heat and pressure from geological process transformed these materials into the particular petroleum gas. So here crude oil is naturally occurring flammable liquid consisting of a complex mixture of hydrocarbons with a small amount of sulfur, oxygen and nitrogen of various molecules, and it weighs and another organic compound that is found in geological formation beneath the earth's surface. So petroleum gases, we are very familiar. It is obtained during the cracking, and fractional distillation can be easily converted into liquid under high pressure of as LPGs. So this natural gas is found above the oil in oil well, and the mixture of about 50 to 90% methane and small amount of other hydrocarbons like methane, ethane is also called dry gas. You have to remember here, dry gas means it has having some quantity, some amount of methane and the ethane. If it is a wet gas, then we can see the combination of the propane and the butane gives us the particular wet gas. Okay, this is a black thick liquid pumped from below the earth's surface. This is how the petroleum is pumped out. Okay, so we can see that the refining separates the gasoline portion which is used in transportation products, fertilizers, textiles, paints and pharmaceuticals also use that. This is the liquid petroleum, liquefied petroleum gases, so LPGs. Next one, moving to the fossil fuels. Overall, when we see this fossil fuel means that natural resources which are petroleum oil, natural gas, take thousands of years to form naturally and cannot be replaced as fast as they are being consumed. So extraction of fuel is by mining, drilling and quarrying. So these are the things. This is the coal extract, and this is how the smoke are released, the fossil fuels are burnt. This is how the coal is being filled and taken to the other parts of the countries. Yeah, this is the LPG, liquefied gas, how we are using. So this is about the non-renewable resources. Okay, so you have to follow this all the things. Fine, thank you.